Hello, my name is Tyler Collins, and today I'm here with, and today I'll be talking about smartphones and how, in the past decade, they've impacted our mental health. So, imagine waking up in the middle of the night, not because of an emergency, but because you feel an urge to check your phone, even though there are no notifications. 88% of Americans did a survey and said this is true. Today I want to talk about how smartphone addiction and whether it should be considered a public health crisis. As a student who relies heavily on his phone, from emailing professors, looking at schoolwork, and even receiving text messages from my mom or dad, I can feel how I disconnect from the real world and can't connect in reality because I'm trapped inside my phone, always trying to contact somebody over the phone instead of in real life. And so 43% of Americans have increased in technology over the past 5 years, whether that's from businesses using cell phones, like work phones, or more computers, from Americans having more technology, access to technology, accessing phones, and being your everyday life on that. So the smartphone has almost taken over in the last, I would say, 4 years. It's really taken off, whether that's from mobile banking to buying stuff online and from contacting people online. Email took off probably about 10 years ago, and it started off slow, and people really didn't think it was going to be that catching of the eye, you would say, and it really took off, and people started using email more, and then they thought, hey, let's see if we can move the email into our pocket and access that 24/7. So they did that, and people can't have a conversation in today's world. You walk down the street, everybody has a phone in their hand, they're talking to somebody, but they're not talking to somebody beside them. They're not enjoying, I guess you would say, in the moment. They're always like looking at their phone and trying to just stay out the way, you would say. Like so in today's age, 50% of people that go to parties or get-togethers, they pull out their phone an average of 80 times while there. That's because it's a study shown that anxiety has risen in those moments at a big gathering, and people feel comfort going to their phones, just pulling it out and almost being their like soft spot. They can just rely on that 24/7, and they scroll on that for like I said, 80 times while being there, and they get through the function. And so they can't even have a real conversation. They can't be there without a phone. I truly believe if they got rid of technology today, it would be a world crisis. Like, if nobody had a phone for over 6 months, it's just say in the United States, I truly believe that the world would flip on itself. I think people would go ravaged. They would demand their phones back, their technology. I think it has that big of a grasp on them right now. I wish there was a way for people to regulate the phones, like how to like. I wish there was a way for people to somehow put down the phone and open up their eyes to the real world, and how to carry on a real conversation, and how to enjoy things for what they are and not what it is over a picture or over a text message. And things are ruined over the phone. People's jobs, people's relationships, their whole careers are ruined over the phone, because someone can tweet out something and somebody reads it, and if it blows up, everybody will believe it's true. And that's just false propaganda. And I just think that's not right in today's world. So I think that I think there's too many things online on social media that cause damage in people's real life. Like, there's studies showing there is increase in suicide over social media, and 60% because of bullying, of pornography, because of cyberbullying, and the 60% increase in suicide has really struck America, and the government has got involved and thinks that they can catch a grasp on young Americans, because that's who's doing it. The young Americans, the young kids are getting a hold of these phones from young ages, and they're living their whole lives on that. They don't even know how to go outside nowadays. From people that are from 8 to 12 years old, they always have a phone in their hand. And heck, even for example, I was going into Walmart the other day, and I seen a 4-year-old walking around with an iPad, working it better than almost me. Like, he knew what he was doing. And I just think that's kind of crazy, because he can barely even talk. So how's he going to work on this thing all the time? I just think it really has a grasp on us, and people today should really open up their eyes and go outside and just take a breath, like take a deep breath, and just get away from the phones and focus on their mental health. Thank you.